Don't let your decision paralysis demon keep you from watching something great this weekend. Subscribe to ScreamShare, the newsletter that serves up a 5-minute breakdown of the best horror available on streaming. I'll have essential weekly movie picks covering new films, classics that you need to catch up on, and a movie that's always streaming for free. So subscribe now, and you can even be part of some frighteningly fun watch parties we're putting together that'll let you be part of the conversation. So click in the link in the show notes or go to screamshare.beehive.com. That's screamshare.beehive.com, and make sure you whitelist your welcome email so you can get updates for all of the news and updates. And now the body count continues. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dying time is here. That's right. We're talking about Predator Badlands for Animal Attack April, Kill by Kill. Well, greetings and salutations, Internet. It's your old pal, Patrick Hamilton, coming to you once again from the planet Genna. This is the Kill by Kill podcast, where we're dedicated to celebrating the least discussed component of any horror film, the characters. And we're going to unpack all the gory details of 2025's Predator Badlands in the hopes that a since untimely end, not that they were alive, is just the beginning of the jokes we might make at their expense. And as always, there's only one person I trust to cull me while I'm asleep. The one, the only, Gina Radcliffe. How are you doing today, Gina?
You know what? I think that if we were in some sort of like outer space wasteland, you would just pick me up and strap me to your back while I'm just chattering away at you.
We are actually the right size dynamic to make this work.
Yes.
Now, I'm not sure I can twist the vines to make all that happen. Deck seems to be uniquely strongified to make all that. And despite the fact that I'm an Eagle Scout, I think I lack the knot know-how. It's been a while since I've done knots, Gina.
Yeah, he's got those like the space knot technology.
That's right. And despite the fact that he's got them big fingernails, he has very dexterous fingers.
Yes.
Deck is uniquely situated for Genna. I am pronouncing that right. I just watched it, but I swear all the names of everything fly out of my fucking head from this movie. I could watch this silent. It's just a great silent movie.
Well, luckily we have our resident Predator expert as a guest.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Gina. That's right. I don't want to scare you. We're not alone. That's right. You know her, of course, as the co-host of Let's Get Weirding, a Dune podcast that I'm sure will come back when the next Dune movie does. She's a returning champion to Kill by Kill, and she's the only person that I trust to tell me about a sex that involves predators. The one, the only, Megan Sunday. How are you doing today, Megan?
I am great, guys, but I'm really sorry. I think my mom is pulling up.
Shit.
Oh, no. Yikes on bikes. That is not good.
I hope you did them chores that she told you to.
And I certainly hope you didn't tell any of the weird Predator men's rights activist fans who seem to watch these movies but not understand them and really have an odd idea of what the Predator lore is, because this seemed to confound them when I think it's pretty much canon from the get-go that ladies are in charge of Predator Planet.
Yes, it was. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think there were comics and novels and things, and I don't necessarily know where they stand in terms of what is technically continuity, but it's not as if, it was woke DEI that they were like, oh, we're going to make them scared of a lady.
Right. I mean, at least in Predators, it promotes the idea that women are in charge. So it's not at least since 2011. So, we've got ladies fighting predators and ladies hanging out with predators, and it's all too much. It is too much. It's too much. Despite the amount of protein that's ingested in this movie, for whatever reason, the internet's worst people just can't seem to handle it for whatever reason.
And you'd think that it's got all the parts that would make it precisely what those individuals would want.
Right.
Yeah, they're big fans of the concept of fighting to the death that they all think they can manage.
Yeah.
About honor and blood sacrifice and obeying one's father. They're all into that shit.
I just hope that if I ever encounter a Yautja, they're going to use that, thermal vision to just see. I don't even know what's going on in there. I'll be like, no, guys, I look at this. This is crumbling.
It's the worst.
Just do whatever you're here to do.
Oh my. So we originally were supposed to talk about this pretty much like 2 or 3 weeks after the movie came out. But for whatever reason, Megan and I were able to get out, and then Gina just simply wasn't. We're like, it's going to be fine. It'll come out. We'll be able to get you to a screen, or it'll be able to watch it at home. And then Gina had a new organ installed, and that pushed things back. And then it finally appeared on Disney Plus Hulu, which is the first place you could actually watch it for less than $20.
Yeah, that was weird. That was really weird.
It was a pricey film. Yeah.
They must have been making bank on it, because since it's debuted on Disney Plus, it has been the #1 movie since its arrival now for 3 weeks running. So people have heard about it. It's got a good buzz. Despite what the weirdest people on the internet will tell you, it fucking rules.
I think also the thing that, it's technically kind of family friendly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the showing I went to was very full. It wasn't, opening weekend or anything. And lots of people were like, heard this movie's good.
Mm-hmm.
And there's violence, but it's all like, predator on other predators or weird space creatures or androids. So there's not like human bloodshed.
Yeah,
exactly. There was any other weird complaint like, oh, it's PG-13. Right. But like no human beings are dying. Like you can decapitate as many robots and green-blooded aliens as you want. Mm-hmm. That's not going to earn you an R. I would say this is as violent as any other Predator movie. It's not really any different in that way. It's just so fantastical simply because it's robots and aliens that you're not going to get an R unless robots start swearing multiple times,
or takes her top off or something.
Yeah,
and even then, just once might still get you a PG-13.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, it worked for Doc Hollywood, the one PG-13 movie I can remember seeing boobs in.
They'll just cut in a sequence from Neon Demon. Like, wow, this got weird.
Now, what this needs is the more Neon Demon in it. That's the only thing it is missing, I think, overall.
My thing is that I cannot accept that level of criticism from anyone, given that this is a franchise that also features a movie where a kid has magic autism.
Right. Yeah. I mean, come on. The Predator... we don't want to go off for too long on this because one day we'll have to confront it. But the Predator is so fucked with on so many levels. It's one of those movies that was kind of made twice. And once you get to that level, I think you're in special territory. It's like that, Supernova, and Cursed are movies that they were made too many times for it to ever turn out okay. I recently learned that Curse was made 3 times over the course of 2 years.
Wow.
And now it's kind of all I want to know about. But I don't remember liking the movie at all. So I don't know that watching the movie again would give me any sort of indication about what it is, because I think we got the worst version of it. Mm-hmm. And what I believe is a long con by a convicted rapist to get revenge on the screenwriter and filmmaker who made a movie about him called Scream 3, which is the thing I like about Scream 3 the most.
Oh, did you hear how he did an interview today about how, he might be dying, and I guess we're supposed to feel sorry for him and hope he's get released from prison?
Oh, wait a second. The entertainment industry went out of their way to interview a convicted rapist during International Women's Month. Interesting.
Yes. I mean, it is totally in keeping with the tone and temper of 2026. So,
does no one have a fucking calendar? What are editors good for anymore?
I recently saw someone who I do sincerely believe was, thinking about this in the best way, but it was a Reddit post where they wanted to know everyone's favorite female cartoon characters that are voiced by men.
Right. It's not a single digit. You can name this more than one hand's worth of fingers.
I mean, the obvious answer is Prissy from the Bugs Bunny cartoons, Foghorn Leghorn's girlfriend.
Or Linda Belcher, but also, again, Women's Month.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't think people take month theming seriously, but also I don't think they think ahead of time. They're just in such a rush to make sure we know what's on the mind of this convicted felon during Oscar season. Like, and who could possibly fucking care?
And what's on his mind is, meh.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, I did not investigate. That was a link that went unclicked in this household. So everything I know about it was stuff that was fed to me by other people's inquiries. I don't have that kind of time or inclination. That is not a click I'm willing to give. What were we talking about again? Oh, Predator. The Predator, in fact. Okay. That
not just
movie,
Predators and not the movie Predators.
No, not.
Wait a minute.
Wait, hold on. Wait a second. A Prisoner, but not Prisoners the movie. So, yeah. The Predator universe is kind of all over the place. And then you add Alien versus Predator stuff, which technically they're all part of the same universe. But that's the most almost salient one-to-one here because of the amount of Weyland-Yutani content that is, I wouldn't even say, that's just a part of the fabric here. It's not shoehorned. If you wanted to make this kind of movie and you wanted to have robots, why wouldn't you use robots you don't have to explain?
Right.
You don't have to explain these fucking robots because people already know what it is. And this is the best, far and away, Alien versus Predator content we have ever received.
Well, yeah, for one thing, you can see it. Like, it's well lit.
Please, that's Alien versus Predator 2.
And the sound design is as good, if not better, than what's in Requiem. That my one plus sign for Requiem, great sound design, but it lacks 4 magical pyramids. It lacks. I mean, we
romantic subplot.
Romantic subplot.
Yeah, thank you.
You don't. They're buddies. They're all friends. It's the Badlands are the friends you make along the way.
Yeah, I really came away from this thinking like I love this pair of pals, like this brother and sister situation. Like, they've each gotten a new sibling that's better.
Yeah.
Although no, Quay was fine. He's fine.
Yeah, Quay. Yeah, he's a real one. And obviously not a fan of his dad and how he does business.
Oh my God.
His dad's such an asshole, man.
Just because his brother is short.
Yeah. What I think the genius of it is, not to mention the fact that I think the plot just like sings along. And I think the characters are actually interesting and worthy, and we get to explore them through action, which is comic book storytelling. And I will be the first one to admit, I am a sucker for that shit. So I'm a sucker for this shit. And if that people don't want to discount my opinion of it, so be it. But I love to see characters who are expanded upon. We learn about them in action. And as such, this movie is very, very good at that. But beyond that, it's set up for what it is and what it's trying to accomplish, I think is rather beautifully told. Like, I don't think just sending any regular Yautja into this planet would have made as much sense. It is specifically such a unique story about Deck, because most of the predators who would have landed on this planet would have had all their technology robbed of them. and they probably would have died in like a day and a half, is my guess.
Right.
Yeah.
And what makes Deck unique is the fact that he has constantly had to adapt, because no one is, in a society that gives you no help. He's been at the bottom of the litter the entire time. He's always had to adapt to every situation going forward. He's never been given the benefit of the doubt here. And so I don't think a lot of things are handed to a lot of people within this society. But I also don't think that a lot of people, a lot of the species, they would not have been able to overcome so much being robbed of them that they're used to using. And while he's very skilled at that, he doesn't let the fact that he doesn't have what everyone else has stop him from doing what he wants to do.
He's a scrappy little fighter.
Exactly.
He is, and he is dumb as a post. Sweet
God
boy.
bless him. God bless him. He tries.
He's
oh
not.
my gosh. No fewer than like 3 plants beat him up.
I mean, to be fair, those are pretty scary plants.
Oh,
They
no,
are very
totally.
scary plants.
But every time, that he's, especially when, Thea's specifically warning him, by the way, those plants are going to kill you. And he's just like, I don't know. I'm going to keep going. What do you know about plants? Like, okay.
I don't think he has not gotten this far by listening to anyone tell him you can't do that. I think that's unique to him. And while I agree, he's definitely not the craftiest. He's not the smartest, right? He's not going to be at the forefront of predator technology. No one's going to put him in the IT department of killing things technologies.
I mean, to be fair, he was put in a situation where he was sent away in and with a lot of technology that is sort of bioengineered specifically to someone who isn't there anymore.
Right, exactly. So there's only so much of it he can use. And then really within the first couple of encounters, most of it's gone. Most of it's left behind. Most of it's snapped in half. Like, he has to really scrap his way through this adventure. And so the fact that he picks up a tool who actually knows about this planet, he kind of discounts that to a certain degree, because once again, he doesn't listen to people who tell him not to do shit because he can't. Because if he had ever listened to that, he'd be dead already.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's pretty interesting counter to the usual predator narrative that we're getting. And what I kind of enjoy about this and Prey to a certain degree is how they invert and reuse the predator formula in a very entertaining, non-repetitive fashion.
Mm-hmm.
I think if there's any sort of knock against Killer of Killers, is that there is a certain degree of repetition to it.
Yes.
In terms of, this person's going to be pushed to a point where they don't have any tools left, and what they have left are a unique set of skills that only they can have, and knowing their environment, the predator, despite all the technological advances, will never know this environment. They just come in guns a-blazing and they get their ass handed to them. Now, 9 times out of 10, they're going to win that fight. But that one time that the person's like, I actually know how fucking ice works, asshole, comes to do advantage. And I know how Japan works. I know how World War II works. These things are unique, but I think stacking up 1, 2, 3, an additional 4th time of the same formula is the only element of it that is, because of that repetition, I think a little like maybe you wouldn't do it that way. The individual tales in and of themselves, I think fucking rule.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do if your online store converted 36% more shoppers? You could take 36% more vacation.
Another pina colada? Yes, please.
Open a new retail location with 36% more square feet.
Fantastic.
Hire 36% more help.
You're hired and you're hired.
Shopify has the world's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than other e-commerce platforms. What you do with those extra sales is up to you. Switch to Shopify today at shopify.com/listen and get a $1 trial. Shopify.com/listen.
But I think the way stuff is inverted in the as established in Predator of lose everything that gives you an advantage to the point where you simply have to become one with a natural environment and use that against technology. The way that works in Predators, the way that works in Prey, and the way it works here are different enough that each time I still find it entertaining because I'm at getting actual the characters are different enough that I find them entertaining.
Yeah. Well, I just like the idea of making a Predator the protagonist. I just think that's really, and giving him, a discernible personality instead of just, kill and kill harder.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. And the fact that, in so many of these, there's almost a Terminator-esque element to the Yautjas that we've encountered so far. They have this overwhelming technological advantage. Very little can stop them. They tend to mow through any sort of disadvantage that comes their way. There's very little that they that can ever stand up to them. And really, in this circumstance, what Dec is facing isn't just one simple foe. It's that the entire planet is kind of basically activated to be like 1,000 Dutches.
It's basically what people who post on threads about why they're afraid to go to New York think New York is like. Where like every corner you turn, there's a new threat of bodily harm.
I mean, that is true though.
I will say one of the things I like the least about the subway system are the slugs who spit acid. I'm going to say that right now. I think if Mamdani really wants to be my mayor and make that a welcoming city, do something about the acid slugs.
I mean, anybody who lives here long enough knows you'll be all right as long as you don't make eye contact with them.
Or bring them a snack because they love snacks.
Yeah, they love a snack. I mean, I did see half of an android on a pole the last time I was in New York. It was a little disconcerting.
Half the Barneys in Times Square are, in fact, aliens. Even when they take off their heads to smoke, what's inside there is a smaller alien who just enjoys cigarettes because they're tasty.
I think it also helps that since we get to see Dec almost the whole time without his mask on, that I think it's just human nature that once you see something's little face, you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm rooting for you, buddy.
Yeah, all right.
It's very
Unless it's an alien from Aliens, because I don't think they have a face that you could ever enjoy.
We see, honestly, too much alien face because half the time you're also seeing a skeleton underneath there.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
What were we talking about again?
Dec's little face.
Dec's little face.
Little eyeballs. He just looks so confused.
He does. He really just looks confused all the way to the very end.
And I think it's just because of his eyes and his little ponytail. And it's like, look at you. I feel like they have to have retconned something because I don't think initially he would have been able to see anything without his mask on. But
he doesn't. Right.
Yeah. But we see from his POV, so we know that he can see fine. So that's
right. But the other thing is that he is operated without a mask longer than most of his brethren, right?
Probably,
whereas most of them rely on the technology because the tech is fucking awesome. And he's not allowed to. He doesn't have a mask. He doesn't have a shoulder cannon. So all these things that his brothers and sisters would rely on to get the job done, he has to figure out some other way to do that before he even lands on this planet. And as a result, I think that gives him at least the adaptability necessary to confront the myriad of ways that this planet is trying to kill him. And I think that's the other component of this, is that, we're not at a lack for crazy worlds that we're introduced to. But I have to say that this particular planet's set of deadly foes is at the very least inventive and interesting to watch and see how he is able to both overcome them and succumb to them.
Sort of reminds me of the Peter Jackson King Kong with that like,
yes, I was about to
really
say
horrifying sequence with all the giant bugs.
Yes. There's a lot of tongues with teeth happening on this planet.
Like a big worm in Sandy Circus.
Yes.
Yeah, it's horrible.
From the brain down, which I think is I don't remember every detail of that King Kong.
But I remember that.
Sometimes I lay down to sleep and my eyes close, and then I think of that, and I'm up for another 2 hours.
Your eyes open with the sound of shattering glass like a cartoon.
I will say as a totally unnecessary aside, but that the one other thing that I do remember about that movie is I saw it in the theater, and I left to use the bathroom when Kong was ice skating.
Oh,
yes.
And I ran into someone I knew coming out of the bathroom, and we had a chat, and I came back into the theater and they were still ice skating.
I was literally going to say the only other thing I remember is Kong skidding around in the ice in his butt.
Yeah. And I was like, well, this is still happening. Okay.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it would be interesting. He's never confronted it before, but
like at a certain point.
Maybe
they should have put that into Badlands. They could have had a cute little ice skating sequence.
They also don't include it on the Confrontation reboot on the Universal Studios Hollywood tour now. I think there should be more ice skating during that portion of it. I
was gonna say, like, Olympic ice skaters need something to do when it's not Olympic season.
Teach King Kong to skate.
No, they're all doing Encanto and Disney on Ice, as I saw a few weeks ago. I mean, Deck doesn't even have a mesh shirt.
That's true.
To be fair,
what is a predator without a mesh shirt? Honestly,
I mean, to be fair, I don't think he'd need it because it does keep them warm, and I think he was probably pretty warm.
Yeah,
it seemed like a
this
temperate
is
climate.
a balmy locale, although it does have a lot of clouds. So it does seem to have a multitude of environments. And we don't get nearly enough of those dragons, but I have to assume someone within the Disney 20th, sphere is like, let's let the dragons be more of an Avatar thing. We're still living in we got Avatar coming out in a month. We can't over dragon the audience.
Dragons? I've never seen an Avatar. Do they have dragons, or now they all have whales?
They have whales. Now, they're not technically dragons. They don't breathe fire, but they're dragon-like. They're very lizardy. They've got teeth, and they've got webbed wings. So I wouldn't, if you put them in a How to Train Your Dragon situation, they wouldn't look out of place. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. But they're more beaky, I suppose, than most of the
I've noticed now when I see clips from the movies, everyone's got a whale now.
Yeah, I don't want to be one of those people that's be like, oh, the Avatar movies are so successful, but they left no cultural imprint. And yet I did not remember until you just mentioned that there was an Avatar movie at the end of last year.
I think it's fine. We have this obsession, right, as a society that every movie has to mean something. Isn't it nice that we have $1 billion enterprise that
this goes in one ear and out the other?
It happens.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay. Cool. I like it when these mad whales jump at me, and then it goes away and I don't have to think about it for years. It's fine.
And I think that also comes from a perspective. I mean, this is not, a unique argument, but it's such a perspective. It's such a Western perspective, because something that my husband personally enjoys is that when he takes himself to the movies, he sees a lot of very, very long Bollywood epics.
Oh, okay.
And those are not cheap.
Right.
And you could tell, and it's another thing where it's like, this clearly was millions and millions of dollars. And none of us have any clue what it is. He could tell you all about it. Continents that aren't this one can tell you all about it. But we're going to act like that's not anything because, oh, well, I never saw it on, I don't know, Instagram Reels.
I just think it's one of those things that Cracked came up with a decade and a half ago, or, a decade ago. And it's like, okay, yeah, I mean, that it's interesting. That's an interesting point and everything, but it didn't end up mattering. They made billions and billions of dollars. So at the end of the day, people like to go and watch these crazy creatures and people with machine guns and this crazy hot lady who likes fire. And
yeah, I don't know what she's about, but all right.
What she's about is fire and fucking.
All right. Hey,
I'm sorry. That's what it comes down to.
Cross her over with the Predator multiverse.
Believe me, there's a nice section of the internet that she is great at.
Right.
So, but I also think that we have so much of this. We're like, oh, it has to mean something. It has to be, culturally relevant. Most of the movies that any of the three of us, the vast majority of the people listening to this, wherever they are, you can name a movie that you love that the culture has left behind. It doesn't fucking matter. It simply doesn't, because that cultural relevance can instantly turn on you, right? It only took like the little COVID thing for everyone to decide every MCU movie fucking sucks, no matter how many of them are any good, or if the hit rate is any better than what came before it. It's just that for a while, we're all like, hey, this kind of weirdly works, and we've never had this kind of thing. And then we're like, okay, we reached a pretty satisfying conclusion. Maybe it should go in the dustbin of history. Okay. I don't know why it has to be sacrificed at any sort of weird altar, but for whatever reason, there's a portion of the world that's fine with that. But I also think there's a big portion of the people who aren't on the internet who don't fucking care.
Oh, yeah.
And they decided of their own, even if Thunderbolts is good, I don't want to see it for whatever reason.
What I want, and I know that just something being on Disney Plus doesn't mean that Disney owns it and it's a whole thing, but I want them to do for Jenna here from Badlands, what those Star Wars biomes, like just fly me over it.
Right.
And I'll just watch it. Like I watch all those and all can be like, oh yeah, and there's that, and there's that. And I recognize that.
We have an entire, you've got the Soren things. Just put me on a Soren. And it just happened. If you're going to move in Avatar right next door to it, technically it will be across the street from it in California Adventure. Why not make Soren over Genna? Just for like a couple weeks, or put it in the Captain EO theater. No one's fucking doing shit with that. Put Predator Badlands Genna fly over in that bad boy, and I'll just enjoy the air conditioning.
Can I upset you now, Patrick, by letting you know that my only point of reference for Soren, because I didn't go on that, the only times I've been to Disney is for Escape from Tomorrow. When it makes that man go insane.
Oh, God. Can we do a minute-by-minute podcast of fucking Escape from Tomorrow? Because
it'll just be a screaming.
That movie just sends me into a black rage.
I'm about to say, Megan, you don't know what you stepped in, because
I know.
If there's one person who's activated by hatred by a specific thing, it is Gina with that particular movie. It really gets the way people talk about Skinamarink, like that ain't shit. You're wasting my fucking time. Nature, whatever the Johnny walking through the forest movie is. He's just walking through the forest. I don't fucking get it. That's her with that movie.
Yeah, the hour and a half movie about how much he hates his wife. Fuck you.
That's the movie that was going on back at Deck's dad's compound, I bet. I bet he's a real take my wife, please guy. Living in that bachelor village.
Oh my God.
I like that Yautja all live in like an outdoor apartment complex.
Well, they got them caves. But this is something that we brought up during Alien vs. Predator Requiem. And Megan, I'm glad you're here, because I wanted to get back to this. Because in that movie, it's like kind of like the first time you go to that home predator planet and you got the idea like, oh, they have high rises. Oh, there's office buildings. But then you're like, of course there are. Someone has to build these fucking spaceships. Someone has to build their laser swords. So who amongst, like, what we need to kind of get to at some point is the office style comedy that takes place within the R&D department for the Yautja.
Yeah. Like, I don't know who has to design all this in Yautja Prime. Like, also, like, you're from the name of your planet. And it's also your name. Like,
the Yautja of Yautja?
Yeah. It's very Star Wars. It's not their fault.
It is.
But.
Well, then again, I just think some of this is allowed to be stupid.
Oh, yeah.
That's what this guy, like, it just doesn't have to be fucking smart. What it has to be is clever and entertaining. And what I think Predator Badlands does better than most, and certainly is in the running in terms of great Predator movies, because it is that. It is clever and it is entertaining. And that is so much more important to me than learning how why a Yautja child's toy can blow a robot's head off. I just believe that's possible.
Yeah.
Like, of course they do.
Yeah, there's no consumer protection agency on the Yautja planet.
No. If you get killed by your toy, then you just weren't a very good kid.
I was going to say you're weak.
Right. But if they have cave apartments, if they have high rises, if they have spaceships, someone is doing some level of quality control. Someone is doing zoning, I suppose. Or is zoning, I want to build cave apartments here, and someone goes, no, and they just take that person's head off and goes, well, no one's saying no now.
I'm going to say it now. It's the women.
Sure.
The Yautja men live in their little cave apartment complex for divorced dads. And
they have a spaceship bed. Do you have a spaceship bed? No, I sleep with my wife. Right.
As Gina and I want to say, it smells crazy in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they don't have a woman's touch in that place.
Ooh.
No, and I also don't think showering really like a thing.
I feel like they're ships too. I don't know like how they clean themselves.
Right.
I mean, I can tell you about a lot of fanfic where this happens, but that's not canon. And like their ships are just full of like dead stuff that they brought home.
Yeah.
Like a dog.
They fast freeze skeleton. They fast freeze the meat off of it. And they're like, hey, look at this. Look at this new skeleton I got. Part of the spine's still attached because I like that. That's the part I like.
Yeah, they want to show you that stuff all the time.
Oh yeah, they're just posting dating ads where instead of holding a fish, they're just holding like a severed head with a spine still attached. Like, hey, look, with the wraparound shades on.
Is that
like, oh, you're 7'5"? Everyone's 7'5".
So on the apps over there, is that what their "I'm holding a fish" picture is?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh God, all the women on that planet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to fucking put up with this shit because it sounds like a real problem.
Well, because all of theirs are probably like, and I've got like 6 like xenomorph skulls. And like, what else are you bringing to this table?
And I'm doing approvals of a new laser sword. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I mean,
I'm fighting with my smallest son that I want to kill in his sleep.
Which I mean, to be fair, I assume that the mom was probably frustrated with that solely because she would have done it when he was a baby. Right. Like I would have been like, Lewis, little baby, put him on a hill.
Put him on a hill. Just roll him down.
But, I thought you got rid of that one a long time ago. Like, oh boy. Now he's going to show up with like a human lady. And their
humanoid
pet.
Lady.
But she's not. Well, she's going to know. But like, I don't know how often they know what humans are. I think some of them do. And then some of them are like, what is this?
Yeah.
Because the ones that get away in the previous films don't appear to have actually like told anyone anything. I think Killer of Killers is the first time we see that maybe as a culture they've like discussed the planet Earth. Because every other one is like, wait, what's going on?
Right. I mean, it is interesting. The whole Killer of Killers concept that if you do defeat Yautja, that they're like, they sneak back a few months later and they're like, yoink, and they put you in the deep
so
freeze.
Rude.
Yeah, right. Come on. They're talking about a sore loser. Wait, I thought they were supposed to have a sense of honor.
They are supposed to have a sense of honor.
They are.
It's like their whole deal. We have to see a quote about it at the beginning, and you know that he's had to hear that all his life. You know, some Yautja's got that tattooed on him, by the way. That, pray to none.
Right below the barbed wire wraparound.
Right.
Oh my God. It's full back piece.
So the tribal tattoos are so wicked awesome. And they're so incredible. You can't even believe it.
What would you do if your online store converted 36% more shoppers? You could take 36% more vacation.
Another pina colada? Yes, please.
Open a new retail location with 36% more square feet.
Fantastic.
Hire 36% more help.
You're hired and you're hired.
Shopify has the world's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than other e-commerce platforms. What you do with those extra sales is up to you. Switch to Shopify today at shopify.com/listen and get a $1 trial. Shopify.com/listen.
But also the scar, you know, it's that whole Jaws scene over and over again where they're constantly showing each other their scars. Look at how filled in this one is. Look how filled in that one is. Oh, good.
This one's for my appendectomy.
As much as I do love them, I think they'd be exhausting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Scar had to die in Alien vs. Predator because Lex would have eventually been like, look, this has been great. But
yeah. Where's this going?
Yeah. I feel like we've, kind of talked about everything we have to talk about. It's not a problem with you necessarily. It's just, I feel like, literal different worlds.
Have they done a Killer of Killers after credits that includes her in the background? Or we're assuming probably not. Because she doesn't really defeat a predator. She just helps a predator defeat aliens. So maybe she's...
which is why they leave her.
Yeah.
Like she gets her little marking and everything. But then they gave Danny Glover all stuff, and then they took him too.
Yeah.
And like that man's he's too old for that.
If there's one thing I know
about Alien too, even in Predator 2.
Yeah. And at least Dutch is like kind of in cool digs, whereas he shows up like he's still in that shirt, that sweaty ass shirt. Oh.
Like you see his interview later, and I assume he had a different tight t-shirt on in that. Like, when did you get this one back? And like, what did Naru even get a chance to like take a nap? Because she had her same makeup and everything,
right?
Her same face paint. So
yeah,
like, okay, guys.
I don't know. It's the one thing that's like cool when I saw it, and then I tuned in again because I wanted to see the new Arnold ending, and that's when I'm like, oh, what does this mean? Why do they kidnap all of them? Because at a certain point, like the thing is, like I go and I kill the most dangerous thing on whatever planet I land on. I take its skull and I bring it back. And if it kills me, I died with honor. Not I died with honor. All right, my family comes back and kidnaps that dude. We try to figure out what the deal is. I don't know about that.
And then everyone's got to fight, and it's a whole big to do. Like, I don't want any part of this.
I don't either. The one guy learns how to drive a Predator ship. I'm like, okay, all right.
I would be so useless in any of these situations. I mean, any horror movie situation.
Yeah.
Honestly, for all the crap it gets, a Skinamarink is about my speed.
Right. Yeah, I mean, a Skinamarink, I feel like we're all in our own version of a Skinamarink right now. Now it's just a slow-moving Skinamarink.
Where everything just looks threatening, yeah.
Yes.
I can be like that first part of Oddity where she's just talking about the stuff in her store. It's just me in my house, like, look at this. Look at this.
I'll let the audience know today was the day they released the new Hokum trailer. And of course, we talked about it for, endlessly in the chat about who's going to have the false eyeball and how do all these things connect? Yeah.
I mean, so much so that he found a dude with one in the second one. He was like, that bunny wasn't enough. We're going all the way.
It's fun that one person decided, I'm going to make a horror universe that involves just a lot of carving. That's rare. Like, that's his own corner. No one's going to come touch that. And if somebody does, they're like, they're not him. Damien does carving, people. He's all about that. You don't need to touch that territory.
Gollum is definitely a gift that a Yautja would appreciate, I think.
It would. It's a useful tool.
It's a terrifying guy. And they're like, oh, wow, yeah. Put that up right here.
I don't think anyone tries to attack that Gollum directly, though. No one tries to, like, just push it over.
No. I mean, why would you?
No.
I just, it's obviously light enough that she can take it out of the box. But
no, it's just looking at me.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the thing that gets me about it. It's like, it's one thing if it's just, I mean, like the original Gollum had that like bowl cut.
Right.
And I feel like that I'm kind of like, okay, I don't. But that one.
What kind of interesting hairstyles are you going to get out of clay is part of it.
It's true.
If you're making clay haircuts, you're not really going for anime styles. Yeah, those are really cool looking, but that's a lot of clay work you don't have time for. You got to fashion fingers.
I do like that when they design new Predator characters, they're just like, I don't know, this one's got a top knot. We kind of run ourselves into a corner. I suspect if you showed any pictures of a Predator to the leader of our country, he'd think it was an actual threat.
That's what I'm bombing against. Yeah. That's what we're fighting for. We need more Yautjas. He would be the only one who would buy a Yautja too big of a shoe.
Just flapping around on their feet.
Loosely Mickey Mouse shoeing a Yautja.
They do have that in common with E.T. in that I don't like their feet. Whenever they show those Yautja grippers, I'm like, okay, guys.
Put some socks on.
Invent a shoe. Yeah.
There are very few non-humanoid aliens that we see in human footwear. And E.T. is pretty much the top of that list. Xtro never puts on shoes.
Well, Xtro
just clog it out onto that street.
First of all, you need 4 shoes, right? That's a whole thing. Now you're buying 2 pair. Then how is he going to put them on? He's facing backwards. You don't even know how do you put him in a shoe tray?
My brother's Greyhound has these little booties for when the pavement's too hot for his little feet. So
sure.
That's what you got to put on Xtro. It's going to be very sticky.
How many shoes do you put on an Xtro? That only happens on Kill by Kill. I'm telling you right now. That is that Kill by Kill exclusive.
Oh, sorry. That sounds like
the only ones talking about Xtro.
That sounds like I want to sing that to the tune of How Do You Solve a Problem, like Maria. How many shoes do you put on an Xtro?
Then someone would still find a way to put it on a creepypasta and say, like, this is a skinwalker that
he's wearing clogs.
And it was wearing little boots. It's wearing tiny Crocs.
Mm-hmm.
Like a Croc deck.
Well, a Croc works, I think, particularly for a deck, for an Xtro, because they can slide in. They're not worried about their heel so much.
Yeah, sport mode.
Sport mode, I think, is a difficulty. That's more so, but you can probably yank it around the heel. I think that's tough. You're never going to put an Xtro in sport mode. This is the most we've discussed in real life Xtro, and yet I feel like we've discussed Xtro far too much in our digital lives.
I am always coming across that because I watch a lot of YouTube videos about spooky pictures, and there's always a screenshot from Xtro, and it's always
what is this from? It's from a shitty German movie. A German finance British lens.
It's
piece
not
of crap.
The Rake. It's not a Skinwalker. It's not. Like, no one actually took this picture, or whatever you want to say that it was.
From toe to tip, that's an Xtro.
Yeah, like he was just born disgustingly, and now he's walking the streets. It's kind of the plot of Warlock the Army.
Yeah. They're not that far apart from one another. This does lend itself to a question, Megan, because these two movies loom large in your brain.
I know.
And what about that scenario of just bursting fully formed out of another human being is appealing to you?
I started reading Greek mythology when I was like 7.
Okay. All right.
So
The pieces are starting to come together.
Yeah,
to form.
that's how Athena was born. So
the pieces are forming a picture. All right.
Yeah. I enjoy the Hellraiser films. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, that's slime. You have a slime. You like shiny, I feel like.
I think because that to me is very gross. Covered in blood, I feel like is gross, but it's usually, unless you're watching like The Pit or something, you can usually kind of dissociate from what, like the end, you're watching the end of Ready or Not or something. It's kind of like, well, yeah. But goo is a completely different animal.
The question I have for you now, since we're on Hellraiser, the franchise we're never going to cover on this show, is that sweat because you think hell is hot, but whenever we go to hell of Hellraiser, there's some fire on the outskirts, but it's mostly maze, and there's a weird light coming through a window. There's
the Leviathan.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like if you touched a Cenobite, depending on the Cenobite, like I feel like Pinhead's probably like disturbingly dry.
But he does come off shiny and light. He's not Chatterbox level shiny. He's working overtime, that one.
I mean, I wouldn't touch Butterball.
Yes.
At all. Like, no, oh God. Like, I don't even know. I feel like your fingers would sink into him like dough. There's no good way to phrase this. I have touched Doug Bradley. And he did not appear overwhelmingly
moist.
Dear God. I'm sorry, Mr. Bradley. It was
Mr. Bradley, I
very
apologize
nice to
in
meet
advance.
you at that horror convention.
Yeah.
Thank you for the autograph.
Thank you for the touch. All right. Speaking of slightly artificial things, what we haven't really touched on is Elle Fanning's character of Thea. Since we are a character-based podcast, I think it is worthy to spend just a little while talking about her, because I think in a lot of people's hands, this would have come off really bad. And I think she's one of the few performers I can think of who can make this work.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of people who can carry off know-it-all who's enthusiastic about it. She's kind of like a 9-year-old who read a book on whales and now knows too much about whales. And when I say no, I mean able to repeat.
Are you at my house? Like, are you at my house right now?
But it's, to the degree that it's quote unquote annoying or anything, I think we're being put in Deck's shoes of, now this is a culture that does not spend a lot of time in conversation or exploratory conversation or small talk. And here's this person who has learned a lot being strapped onto a tree without legs and is finally met someone she can spill all this knowledge at, and she's not going to stop until she's done. And he just kind of tunes it out after a while. But again, it's not like she doesn't have useful knowledge.
No, that's the thing, is that she's incredibly helpful and knows more than him. And I think that it's also, I think she's having a great time because she probably didn't get to info dump a lot, with her previous gang, because they all seem pretty dour. So she's finally just able to be whatever, personality that she somehow developed as an android. But I mean, they all have personalities.
Yes. She's just one of the few who, we at least are getting like different versions of what a synth is over the course of the past few years. And so her version of it is a lot more, she has empathy.
Yeah.
We haven't run into a lot of empathy-driven synths.
No, we have not.
And so is Deck. So ultimately, that's why they make a little family, and then they get kind of a child dog.
They got a dog that can eat people. they get baby Kalisk, who, I mean, to me, this was one of the more interesting sort of developments of watching the movie, because I don't think when you see the mama version of that and when you meet baby version of that you necessarily put those two together until the point a lot of those thorns move away from the face and you're like, oh, same face. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm getting it. And so, yeah, it's kismet. Yeah, it's a little cute. But also, he really doesn't treat baby Kalisk any differently than any of the other sort of plant animal creatures that he ends up using to his advantage towards the end of the movie.
It's another way he's adapted.
It's not special or different. It's just that Kalisk is the baby Kalisk is a particularly useful
it's almost like I was gonna say it's almost like you've had children.
As far as like a concept, the Kalisk, this sort of nearly unkillable thing. I think in most movies might be a little too cute by half. That being said, I like how it's employed over the course of the movie. Like it is this trophy, and then the sort of appreciation of actual life seems to come over him because no one, his brother is the only one who's shown him an appreciation of his life. It just, that to me is very purposeful. It's built into the story of the movie, and you see him realize it. And I think, to me, that's good fucking storytelling.
And I like that they didn't go overboard with trying to explain anything about how any bit of this environment works.
Yeah.
It's like, these plants do this. Well, that actually doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Or these worms do this, or these, little berry things do this. And the whole concept of the Kalisk is just like, I don't think that would work as an animal, actually. But you know what? They're in space. So, hey.
Yeah.
And once they get some certain things established, no one's been able to kill it. Well, we find out why. And that this is its offspring. It's just like, oh, all right, moving on.
Yeah.
How did this happen? We don't know. We don't need to know.
You don't need to know. Yeah. That's, I think, one of those things that just kind of works to this movie's advantage. It's not bringing a lot to the table that it doesn't really need to use. And it doesn't belabor the whole Wayland Yutani addition to it. It doesn't, we're not getting a lot of, well, this is the hardest thing we've had to capture since the Xenomorph. No one's saying this shit.
Nope.
They don't have to. It's not necessary. And this movie's very good at just not keeping around anything that isn't necessary. And as a result, this is lean and mean storytelling, probably at its best. And again, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. But I don't think it's because it's doesn't make sense or it's kind of it's not well told or anything. I think there are, story connections and scenarios that people just bounce off of. And so if you are dedicated that there's only one way to present a predator, this probably isn't going to be the movie for you. But also, why do you like Predator in the first place if you only like one way it happens?
Or if you need everything explained to you.
Yes.
Yeah. Or you need every movie in a franchise to be exactly the same thing.
Right.
And I say this as someone who likes Bond movies.
Yes. I'm someone who likes Friday the 13th movies. They certainly do not change. There's elements that change, but for the most part, you're on the same journey every single time. It's only the details that shift. So I'm okay with that.
I really liked, too, that all the synths, save Thea and Tessa, were all the same. Because that makes perfect sense. It's like, okay, so they're going to send synths because they know that humans can't live on this planet, and this will just be simpler and cheaper. And they're all the same guy. Yep. Because we made 200 of this guy.
Right.
Put him out there.
And yeah, like why do we put a bunch of different ones on this mission? Just get a batch of B-19s and put them out there.
would have been like, we have to have more background. Like there has to be like different guys. There has to be, you know, it's like, no, because this makes sense.
Yeah.
We know enough. We don't need the whole backstory of Wayland Yutani. We know that they suck. And so we know that even if they decide, oh, we're going to send androids to do this because, you know, they're going to couch it as, well, we're sparing people. It's like, no, this just was more cost effective. But we're going to send a batch of, you know, Bryan, and there he goes.
Yeah, they did order like some overstocks and Bryans, didn't they?
Yeah,
Right.
I'm just like, you know what? Let me look in the back. Like, we got a lot of Bryans.
Yeah. Someone put
send
in the
them.
wrong amount and the machine overproduced Bryan. What are we going to do with them? Put them on that ship that's going to the death planet. If we lose a bunch of them, who fucking cares?
I mean, that's the entire plot of the television series, The Clone Wars. I mean, like, like, oops, so many guys.
Too many. Yeah. I mean, anything else that we're not getting into the plot because what plot is there? They're almost dying for the vast majority of it. Then they meet a bunch of Siths who also want to kill him. And then at the end, he's like, well, I don't want them to get my prize. So I'm going to kill a bunch of robots and I'm going to rescue my friend robot. And look, my other friend turns out to be an unkillable murder machine.
I mean, oops among us.
And we're going to have a moment in a big exoskeleton thing. So we all go, ah.
Yeah. But
And of course, and I like
but it makes sense. They need one of those to build shit. Yeah.
It would definitely make sense that they'd have it. And I liked that, you know, Elle Fanning is able to do two separate people that look exactly alike. Because some people can't.
And she can. She brings very different energies to both of those characters.
Last year it was her and Michael B. Jordan. And so the two saying, like,
And
we're
dude
doing
from,
all the work.
A dude from The Monkey. It was like a big
That's
year,
true, yeah.
big year for twins.
Oh,
He
yeah,
doesn't
maybe
have to
yeah.
act against himself through much of that movie, but he does at the end. You're absolutely right.
Also, Theo James will never go higher than his greatest role, which is the man that Lady Mary killed on Downton Abbey with sex.
His highest pinnacle.
I mean, it happens in the very first episode, but it's literally just like, oh, Theo James has died.
But what a way to go.
Yeah.
Truly.
Also, why do they name this planet basically Gina?
Yeah. Why aren't we referring to you as Genna more often?
I mean, it's happened. It's happened several times.
See, that's so strange to me because I could see someone seeing your name and thinking, you know, Jenna.
Well,
But for someone to do the hard G.
Well, it apparently it's for Russians. That's how it'll be pronounced. Gena.
So if you're at a bodega and you're like, bacon, egg, cheese for Genna.
They'll tell you they're coming right away.
Or the bacon, egg, cheese, Genna. You bacon, egg, cheese.
I mean, many Lyft drivers say, "Hello, you Gena?" Yes, I'm Gena.
Genna, do you know how to open door? You just push button.
Oh, like to put me in a fucking Tesla. I mean, I swear to God, I cannot ever open those things.
Oh, I don't even know. Like, if I know what to do. If that pulled up, I'd just be like, no, I didn't order this. Please go away.
I didn't
Send me a
order
car that I understand.
Yeah. I need a car without a driver, but the driver is actually in the Philippines. That's what I need.
Oh, can I just
It doesn't
ride?
have a fucking driver's license, I might add. So,
I'd like to ride on one of those little delivery robots. Like, can I just sit on him? And it'll just...
They're notoriously tipsy. I'll tell you that right now. I've seen at least
We
4 or
don't have them
5
here.
take a header.
I mean, we don't have them in DC. Like, obviously, I don't have them where I live because I live alone on a patch of land. Very robot free.
So far.
Far.
All it
we
takes
do
is
have,
one next door neighbor, and then there you go.
We have one, but he's about 110. So I don't.
Well, no
think
one
he's-
needs a robot more.
I don't know what he'd do if someone brought him a robot.
Well, robots need to steal their medication to live.
I was gonna say they're gonna grab him with their robot pinchers and scare him to death.
Steal their
Robot
medication.
pinchers. Is it the robot from Deadly Friend?
It's an SNL sketch. We will send you that.
Oh, okay.
As soon as we're done here, because you need to watch it.
Oh yeah, that's one of the best things they've ever done.
It's absolutely one of the most brilliant things of all time. I can't believe we've made 2 direct SNL references in the last 5 minutes.
I can't believe that I zipped the cord of my microphone into my hoodie.
I can?
You've never even met me in person, and yet you're not surprised.
Well, you know what? I think it's been more than a decade now. I think I've gotten to know you to a certain degree.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
Anything else we need to talk about when it comes to Predator Badlands? I love this movie. I think it's fucking rules.
I think it's great. I think that I hope that we get another one at least, because I think that what Trachtenberg is doing is amazing. I think he really gets it.
Yes.
I think everyone expected Shane Black to really get it. But I mean, like you've said, like there are lots of issues and things going on, but I also just feel like, I don't feel like he got it.
I think he wanted to make a very different kind of thing. And when he made it got back to 20th century and they're like, no, we don't want this. And, you know, I think like, to a certain degree, a lot of his movies are different than what people expect. That's what makes them interesting. And, you know, a fair amount of time he's been able to get away with it. And I think that in that circumstance, he's just not. They just fucked that up 6 ways from Sunday. So, you know, what he gets is sort of the action guy dialogue thing. And I think he comes at motion pictures in a different way. And I enjoy that. I don't know that your everyday studio executive does. I think they look at it and they're fucking confounded. They watch The Night Skies and they're like, I don't get it. And they're like, that's why it rules. Because you don't get it. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, but I want to see Deck's mom. Like, what's going to happen? Is she just going to pop out of that ship and be like, you know what?
True, but it's the same thing with all of these. I think the vast majority of them, I really like these characters. I don't know that I ever need to see them again. I love that the Predator is kind of a one and done franchise. That you can Swiss knife, like it. They all come out of the same compartment, but what pops out is slightly different and has a different use. And
Deck's my little guy.
I love Deck. There's nothing not to love about this. I loved it the first time. I loved it the second time. I loved it the half time I got to watch before this episode. Because I've been working all day. Thank God, because Daddy's mortgage needs to get paid. But I think that just about does it. Megan, do you want to tell people where you are in the internet, or is not important yet?
No, I mean, I'm on Threads, just, being a goofball. The Megan Sunday, that's me.
Yeah, there you go. Gina, where can people find you in these here internets?
You can read my newsletter. It's ginawatchesthings.ghost.io, and I am hanging around on Instagram under Gina Does Things.
Do it today, people. Check it out. Subscribe to Scream Share. That is my newsletter that gives you 3 streaming horror suggestions every single week that you can watch. And you can find us on Patreon to help support the show financially and get bonus episodes every single month. You can find us on your socials. Subscribe to us on YouTube, even if you don't listen there. It just helps to build the numbers to be seen by more people. It's sticky. It helps. It's the sugar that attracts the flies. And then you can talk back to us on Spotify. You can email us at killbykillpod@gmail.com. Rate and review the podcast on your catcher of choice or Apple Podcasts. That helps us be seen and heard by more people. Go to our t-shirt shop at Dashery. All those links are in the show notes, and we welcome you to be a part of the system. What a wonderful introduction to Animal Attacks. April, a very unconventional choice, but one necessary, because this movie has a lot of animals that attack, and I think this is one of my favorite Animal Attack movies because it's so out of left field. But that just about does it. Don't worry, folks. The body count will continue. For myself, for Gina, and Megan. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
They're all going to laugh at you.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.